I'm Good Old Scottie, and this is the Good Old Scottie Show. Believe it or not, and I've already done a debut for this. I believe. If not, I'll correct it later. But and the Good Old Scottie Show is on air in the studio with Scottie and those other people. Those other people will be here a little later. Because I would love to tell you the rest of the story. About with the voices. When last we left off, I did say that other than Alex Brooke, which is my voice, my normal voice, started to do John Wayne and Ronald Reagan, and eventually a good friend of mine was actually over at my apartment, and we had made a recording on a mini cassette, micro cassette, and that was helpful because, and I asked her, I said, do you mind if I use this on my funky stuff shows, parts of it, if I can find any that would work? And it's short. You're creative. I trust you. And I let her listen to it after, and she loved it, which was good. So, we talked for quite a while, and just we talked about just general things, just nothing specific. We were just having a conversation, and I did find a couple things I could use. And actually, my brother came to visit me. This was before he was married to Emily. And he knew who Emily was at this point. They just weren't married. And, he was still here in Anderson, so and I said, my name is Ellis Brooke on here. Would you like to pick out a name for yourself? He said, sure, Mr. Lovely. All right. So we called him Mr. Lovely, and he did a show with me, and not an entire show, but a little bit. And I actually put a couple things that he said on another tape that I could use anytime I wanted. So, and then I moved from Broadway to Main Street, still in Anderson, Indiana, and just a different apartment. I think it was a little cheaper, maybe. Carol knew someone who recommended that place, and I guess owned it, if I remember correctly. And that was good because it opened me, because I had my karaoke machine at this point. Shortly after I got there, I ended up using a microphone stand. And to get out of just turning the microphone off, to get out of that sound of it going off and on, because there would be a little bit of a click both ways. To get out of that, I just turned the main volume for the microphone down for whichever side I was using. I could top 40s that way, because I love to do top 40s. Because I actually started doing that on when I lived on Broadway. I did, I think, 3 different ones with the same music, just all in a different order, but it was the same music. So I always had a different song for number 1. And eventually, what happened as I continued to do this, I got a couple more cassettes from Musicland, because the Musicland was still there in the Mounds Mall. They hadn't closed yet. So, and there was new audio cassettes to music. That had different recordings, so I could mix it up. I think one time I did a top 80 because that's all I had. I didn't have 100 songs, but actually I think it was top 70, because on the different versions of the cassettes, because my grandmother had bought me the original 2 cassettes. $10 on each side. 10, 20, 30, 40. So I had a top 40 on 2 cassettes. So, And eventually, I thought I saw some at Musicland that I wanted, but they had the same song, so I didn't use those. So I think it was top 78 is what it turned out to be. And I did it just one time. I wish I still had that. I really do. I really do. It was so funny. And so some of them I had the microphone in my hand, but when I wanted to, just be free of that, I just put the mic in the microphone stand, and I could, talk with my hands and use my, whatever, do whatever. So and that was fun. That was so much fun. Now I get to the point where I'm going to create Boo. But actually, when I first created him, his name was Bob. And over the first 2 or 3 weeks that I did shows with him, he stayed on the show longer and longer and longer. And then he would, make his announcement. And then he would introduce the show and introduce me, Alex Brugg, as the host. And then he would leave. But this one time, I noticed that it was almost the end of side 2 and he hadn't introduced me yet. So I said, well, Bob, you haven't even introduced. We've been talking this whole time. You haven't even introduced a major announcement or introduce me as a host of the show. So he did. The following program, sorry about that, contains explicit language. Oh, it's okay, Bob. I understand. Good. Discretion is advised. I wasn't which I did say some portions may be more explicit than others. Discretion is advised. And now here's your host for Funky Stuff, Alex Brugg. That is right. Right? That's right. Now in the show. What? You're kidding. No, I'm not getting. The show's damn near over. Oh. Okay, well, I guess that's the show then. We'll see you later. Bye-bye now. I did the ending theme song. And that was it. And then the next, later that day, because I listened to the whole thing and said, I have to do another one. Where he's on all the time now. So, and the monologue went a lot like this. He had said are you going to introduce the show? Yes, at the appropriate time. And what else? Well, you don't have to call me Bob anymore. Excuse me, but that's your name. No, it isn't. Excuse me. No, it isn't. My name is not Bob. Excuse me? Yeah. That's all I've known you as. Bob. Bob this, Bob that. Bob can, Bob can't. Bob this, Bob that. Would you... Hey, Bob, would you do something for me? Yeah, sure, why not? And all that, just, yeah, your name is Bob. No, it isn't. So you're telling me, Bob. My name is not Bob. It's Boob. Theme song. And then I did the rest of the show. He made his announcement. Actually, the announcement always came at the very beginning before anything else. So actually, on the show before that, he did the announcement twice. Once at the beginning of the tape, where he usually does it, and then we do the monologue, and then the rest of the show. After the theme song, which it was corny. Scooby Doo, where are you? From 1970 to 71. So, and that was easy. That was it, because it was just a minute long, just and all that. So yeah, that was a good way to get the show rolling and then end the show properly and all that. So and I did Funky Stuff Sports, where it was college basketball. I love to do that. Men and women. Be, be, because it was so fun to do. And I didn't do football games. I just did basketball games. I think I did one football game. I don't remember who it was. This was before Indianapolis got ownership of the Baltimore Colts. And they came out here, and then they were the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, just they were stationed in Indianapolis, which is the capital of the state of Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, which just happens to be in the center of the state. Not every not every state is in the center of capital is in the center of the state. It's, all over. Just some are more to the top, some more to the bottom. But Indiana's is, and it just happens to be in the middle of the state, right dead center. So, I did regular funky stuff. Did top 40s. I did funky stuff sports. I even did funky stuff news. It was hard to do a 90-minute piece. And it took me a few days to do that. Because what I did was what I did was I used an alarm clock to if they were going over just a little bit, I would set the alarm clock as I was doing the piece for like 2 minutes, and then wait for it to go off, and then oh shit! I guess we have to go back to you, Alex, or something like that. And now here's John Wayne with the weather. I even did top 40s for Christmas. And for that show, for those shows, I never turned the mic volume down, just in case they wanted to say something or sing along with the music that was being played. So the microphone would pick it up, so I wouldn't have to keep going like this. I just left it on and said it's an open Christmas with extra songs, with like 3 extra songs. One at 10, one at 30, or one at 30, one at 10, and then one more after number 1. All open mic. And they didn't chime in on every song. Although they probably could have, but no, they didn't. But the open mics meant that they could. I wish I could do a top 40 on YouTube. could at least do a top 10 over and over again with different songs. Especially for Christmas. um, and now we have, because eventually what happened was I went to Arizona, stayed for a year, and then came back. And when I came back, I could do a few more shows, but it was harder and harder and harder to find audio cassettes. And the ones that I did find were 60 minutes only. Not 90, not 120, which they did for a while have 120-minute tapes, which was 2 hours, an hour on each side. And I did use those for the top 40s, and anytime I had a special on, it would be longer. And so it was harder and harder to find cassettes. And eventually I just gave it up, because it's not, and it's like okay. I don't mind giving it up. I just want to end the show properly. Give it a good send off, like a series ender. And I never did get to do that. Not really. So I think I'm going to do funky stuff, and I'm going to be Scottie. Okay. But the first funky stuff I'll do is the ending show that never got done. After all these years, I can finally end this series properly. And then I can do the re-premiere of funky stuff with Scottie. See, Alex, had his time. He's moving on. He's going on to do other things. So I'm taking over the show. Haha, I played Alex Brooke. So I'm just Scottie now. Deal with it. That kind of thing. And it's not going to, be that difficult to do necessarily, but it'll be interesting to say the very least. But when I realized that, hey, I can use webcam to do shows with, and for a while, I just did shows about what's going on for the day, and this is after my stroke. And before I went back to the coffee, I would be drinking Ticino, Teeccino, Ticino. And then it's a coffee alternative. Coffee alternative. Made with herbs, organic, like organic carob, organic barley, organic chicory, dates, nuts, organic figs, natural coffee flavor, natural hazelnut flavor, natural caramel nut flavor, things like that. Just whichever kind I got, which the closest to actual coffee was French roast. And for the first time, which I didn't realize this until after, because she had talked about the lady that actually created the company. Her name is Caroline McDougall, and she had said that the products are plant-based. Which technically she's right, because they are. What she uses to make these drinks are herbs. And she worked for Celestial Seasonings in the 70s when they started. And then she went to, other tea companies and in the late 70s and 80s, and so she's well known for doing this and doing that. But all she did for these companies would be to go places and find herbs that she can use to make caffeine-free drinks or teas. Because she herself is caffeine sensitive, which means she cannot handle caffeine properly, so she doesn't have any. Okay, that's fine. And that's where I was after my stroke, because they said no caffeine, no nicotine. Now the thing is, I did some research on YouTube, and I found out that coffee in no way caused me to have a stroke. The nicotine did, yes. Smoking contributed to my having an ischemic stroke, but not the coffee, not the caffeine. They're saying no caffeine because all doctors do that. They don't want you to have caffeine. They think it's bad for the body and all that. Which, after I had coffee for a little over a year, I started having tremors. I didn't know that at the time, that it was caused by coffee and Coke and has caffeine in it, but it's added to the drink. It's natural. It's naturally, as the coffee bean or coffee berries grow, it contains caffeine naturally. Why? I don't know. As does tea, like black tea, green tea, white tea, things like that. But herbal teas, most herbal teas, there are some that do have caffeine, but for the majority, and we have Caroline McDougall to thank for this, most of the herbal teas are caffeine free. And when I was told not to have caffeine, I just, not knowing any better, I thought I can drink decaffeinated coffee and I'll find other things to drink that are caffeine free. Teas and things like that, or decaffeinated teas, and which to what I thought saying decaffeinated was another way of saying it's caffeine free. Wrong. Decaffeinated coffee still has caffeine. It has less, but because of the process to make it decaffeinated or have less caffeine in it, you also have more acidity because of the process that's used to take the caffeine out. Most of the caffeine is gone, yes, but what remains is more acidic, and that goes the same with decaffeinated teas. I didn't know that until I did some research on YouTube, because there's the difference between decaffeinated and caffeine free. Decaffeinated still has caffeine in it for coffee, tea, and things of that nature. If it's caffeine free, it's probably just herbal. Again, the key ingredients for Ticino are carob, barley, chicory, all three organic. Natural coffee flavor, again, natural hazelnut, coffee nut, vanilla nut, which is the vanilla nut Ticino was the first kind she ever created when she first created the company. And everything else came after that. The chocolate mint, I'm not a fan of because they use peppermint, and the peppermint is so strong, I can't taste the chocolate at all. So I'm not a fan of the chocolate mint. I can't taste chocolate. It's too minty. It's too strong. No, forget it. I don't. Peppermint Ticino, that's fine. If you want peppermint to, you want it cool down in your mouth a little bit, every now and then have a cup of peppermint Ticino. They didn't say that. They chocolate mint. Okay. I see the natural chocolate flavor and in the ingredients, but I can't taste it because of the peppermint. It's way, way, way too strong. Period. End of discussion. So I just don't drink it. I don't remember how I tried it. I think I just got the tea bags. And I just took one drink of it and didn't know. It's way too strong. I can't taste the chocolate. Deb, try this. See, can you taste the chocolate in this? And even she agreed the use of peppermint is way too strong. Strong enough to bury the taste of the chocolate. She didn't like it. I don't like it. We just won't get it anymore. Sorry. I learned all that in just one cup. Whoops. Okay, so now here I am doing video shows for YouTube and sometimes on Facebook through live stream or StreamYard, or I can't really use Melon anymore unless I'd pay for it. Excuse me. But yeah, that's the this is the Good Old Scottie Show. It's on the air or in the studio with Scottie and those other people. Let's get those other people out here finally to do a show that means something to somebody somewhere. Really? You think? Do you now? Okay, well, hey, boob, how are you? Pretty good. I just need a little more coffee. Oh, well, here, have some. Here. Here's coffee. Caribbean Delight. Colombian blend. Take a pick. Don't use creamer. I won't. I take my coffee black. Or dark brown, as it truly is. Yes, dark brown. So dark that it looks black. And that's where we get black coffee. But I can as I pour it, into the cup or into the thermos, I can see it's not black. It's actually liquid dark brown. That's fine. That's fine. That's the way you want to drink it. I wish I could drink it. Oh, hey, Ronald Reagan, how are you? Dead. I'm surprised you didn't know that. I did. I just thought I'd ask. Well, you know what? Don't ask if you already know. You don't have to say it. Oh, whoops. My bad. I know you're bad. Just never mind. Oh, come on. Let's go. Hey, Carl, how are you? Yes. Yes. You're sure? Yes. You're positive? Yes. Huh. So I have no idea why. Oh, hey, guess what? This is done. This hat's been washed, been dried. No more itchy head. Go figure. Oh, poor baby had an itchy head. Upstairs or down? Up. Really? I'm concerned about you. That would include your cock. Strange as it may be. I don't mind. Oh, good. I was concerned about that. Oh, so, how's your cock today? Let me see. I'm not hard. Would you like to be? Really? Huh. No. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I didn't even put my hand in my pants. I'm just pretending. You see me put my hand in my pants. It doesn't matter if I put my hand in my pants or not. You can't see it. I didn't. You have to believe me. Or not. It's possible that I did. I didn't, but I'm just saying. Um That is the show. Pretty much. You all right with that, Carl? Yes. You all right with that, Ronald Reagan? No. We didn't get to sing a song. What song would you like to sing? Holly Jolly Christmas comes to mind. Is John Wayne here? No. John! I miss your lips. Oh, God, here we go. Oh, give me your lips. Oh, you're such a good kisser. I love your tongue. Are you getting hard? Let me see. Okay, let me put my hand down there. Oh God, I think I am. Oh, shit. Goody. I'll be right back. Okay. Just in the corner. Just you two go right ahead. Oh, just so good down there. Oh. Just good. Might be a while still, but I just thought I'd check. You know, just in case I forget to warn you, you'll do it. So, yeah, that's fine. Okay, well, hey, so they're making out in the corn. Well, Ron's getting some head, or a BJ, as it were. See, he can't say he didn't have a dick or a cog. Kind of puts me in the mood for a trip to the elevator. You remember that, don't you? Oh, do I ever? You want to go? Sure. Okay, we're going to go now. Going to go to the elevator, mess around, have some fun. We'll be back to do another show later. Okay, but in the meantime, this has been the Good Old Scottie Show on air in the studio with Scottie and those other people. Scottie, John Wayne. Oh, God. Get ready, John. For what? I'm gonna jizz. Oh! Ah! Really? Okay, well... okay. Well, I guess that's the show then. Come on, boob. Let's go to the elevator. We'll see you next time, everyone.